Hockey. It's more than a game. It's the breath of young dreamers forged in freezing mornings, the silent pact between a kid and the goalpost in a quiet backyard. It's the dreams spun in the restless nights of those who dare to chase the impossible, the Stanley Cup. The epitome of triumph, a beacon of glory for every kid with a stick in their hand and a dream in their heart. Welcome to Redefining Impossible, the podcast, where we venture into the lives of elite athletes who dared to cross the boundaries set by hemophilia and push past its limitations. Hemophilia severity is determined by factor activity levels, a measurement of how much factor you have in your blood at the time of diagnosis. The more factor you have in your body over time, the better your bleed protection is, which is why many people with hemophilia choose to treat prophylactically. Your doctor can perform measurements to evaluate the factor activity levels in your blood. Learn more about the importance of factor activity levels by talking to your doctor and visiting levelsmatter.com. Today, we're joined by someone who has not just dared to dream, but has lived to tell a tale of triumph, overcoming adversities that came knocking hard and fast.
My name's David Quinn. I'm the head hockey coach of the San Jose Sharks, and I'm a hemophilia B, Christmas disease.
From his early days, David harbored dreams, giant dreams, that transcended the limitations hemophilia could potentially impose. But unbeknownst to him, the journey was going to be more turbulent than he could ever possibly imagine.
Playing hockey for the first 20 years of my life, not knowing I was a hemophiliac, was very unique. And I certainly wouldn't recommend it back in the early 80s or 70s to be a hockey player with hemophilia. But when I was diagnosed, it was pretty devastating under those circumstances. I was very fortunate in my career to, I was a first-round draft pick of the Minnesota North Stars. I went to Boston University and had aspirations of playing on the 1988 Olympic team and playing in the National Hockey League, and things were going along as planned. And then obviously having the shocking news after my sophomore year at BU that I was a hemophiliac was life-changing, to say the least. So, I had to change plans after really 2 years of, I would say, probably throwing a pity party for myself and really kind of having a hard time coming to grips with the fact that something that I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life, or at least for 15 years of my life, was taken away from me. It was a pretty difficult time. But, in a short period of time, probably 2 years after going through those tough times, I was certainly able to rely and lean on my family and my coaches and people that loved me and cared for me. And I kind of reset myself and got myself back on track and focused on other things that I was interested in, and that happened to be coaching.
For David, coaching wasn't a plan B. It was a natural progression, guided by strong bonds and a genuine passion for the game. Mentorship evolved into friendship, and a new dream took root, built on respect and lifelong learning.
I thought it was pretty seamless. I was very fortunate to get my first coaching opportunity at Northeastern University with Ben Smith, who recruited me to go to BU, and he and I were close while I played for him, but really grew very close when I was diagnosed and, going through my tough times, and became not only a mentor, but a true friend. And he gave me my first coaching job at Northeastern University. And it was just something I was so passionate about and loved to do. And there was a comfort level from my end of it. And, it was really, easy would be the wrong word, but seamless would probably be the right word.
In this seamless transition, David carried forward two fundamental principles: an undying dedication to doing his best, and a belief in treating everyone with respect. This approach wasn't just about being a good human. It was the bedrock of his success, guiding him to one of the most prestigious positions in all of hockey.
One, I never had an agenda no matter what job I had. Any job I took, all I cared about doing was doing the best job I could do. And whatever happened from that happened. And secondly was just treat people the right way. I mean, just be respectful to everybody that you come across, regardless of what their position is. And Those really were the two things that I thought kind of put me in the position that I was in.
In a world that tells athletes no, David chose to find out what he could do, encouraging others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and to find their potential amidst the inherent challenges that come with having hemophilia.
I think there are a lot of things we can all accomplish that we might not realize we can accomplish, even people with hemophilia. And, the great news is I think we've got a plan in place medically for hemophiliacs that they can kind of try what they want to do, find out what their limitations are. I think we all have our own limitations. Some people can do more than others. That's just the nature of the disease. And, to me, find out what you can do as opposed to assuming what you can't do.
Amidst the roaring crowd and the icy arenas, David stands as a testimony to relentless pursuit, encouraging others to put their health first, to arm themselves with the right medical plan, to keep the fire of dreams burning bright, anchored in safety and self-care.
Your first priority every morning that you wake up is to make sure you're putting yourself in the best position possible to be safe and to be healthy, regardless of what your aspirations are. And once you've achieved that, now you want to go full bore at what your goals are and trying to achieve your ultimate dreams.
So as the ice clears, the last of the beers are drunk, and the fans leave the arena, we're left with the portrait of a warrior, a mentor, and a dreamer who, through the hard knocks of life, crafted a saga not just of survival, but of monumental triumphs. A man who looks at the impossible and sees not a barrier, but a challenge to be met, a challenge to overcome. Coach David Quinn is but one of the relentless warriors who refuse to be redefined by their hemophilia diagnosis, and we'll continue to talk to some of them right here on Redefining Impossible, the podcast. Special thanks to Coach Quinn and the San Jose Sharks of the National Hockey League for participating in this segment. Don't forget to watch the film Redefining Impossible for free at eliteathleteswithhemophilia.com. And thanks once again to Sanofi for sponsoring this segment. I'm Keith Corneluk, and I'll talk to you next month on Redefining Impossible, the podcast, only on BloodStream.